Greetings there, fellow builders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RuneScape Dragonwilds. Episode 10, Felling Oaks for the new Homestead. Maybe for my sanity, it makes sense to get the Iron Axe. It's a non-combat weapon, so it's not like jumping way far ahead. It just helps me cut timber faster, which is a kind of a reasonable thing to do. So once I'm back at base, I'll whip one of those up. Because an Iron Axe will cut through this crap a lot faster. Oh, and I hit 30. Was that? No. My next major is 40, which is like log storage. And I think that's the last thing for timber cutting. So it's just like stamina per level from here on out. Except for that storage, the one storage thing. Oh, oak seeds. Sweet. Oaks are really pretty trees to decorate with. So for this I needed... Oh, you know, I don't have the iron. Never mind. So the alchemy does not help with the XP potion, which I'm not going to keep brewing them up. I, like, don't care enough. Is this too high? Okay, no, we're good. Because sometimes you can get it so that it's too high up and unsupported from below for stability-wise. But that is not the case. And I might need to expand these side rooms on demand, but for now, I'll keep them to 2x2. And then if a room... Eventually, I'll get, like, more material processing things to build, and they might need to grow beyond their 2x2 scope. And I will put windows in, just not in... I'm going to be selective about where I put the windows down. You can sort of see the floor print. And what I'm trying to do is out this way towards the water where it's a nice view. I'll put like my kitchen with windows. But all of these are just going to be like a smithing, a tannery. You know, I don't really care about windows, and I'm not going to be attempting to enjoy the view. And you can see what I was saying. Oh, you know what? I need oak, so I might as well plant this oak seed now. But eventually I'm going to be planting for beauty and resowing all of the chopped up trees around my base eventually. But you can see what I was saying before about, like, there aren't a lot of oak trees around here, so you end up massacring the local flora for the sake of a base. What rotation is off? For... I don't know what you guys mean. Oh, the plank floors? Ah. Okay. Really? Poll. Should I fix rotation? I mean, at least it's not like swastika rotated. Could be worse, right? So easy to accidentally do that, you know? Because it's a very natural geometric pattern. Maybe not rotated 45 degrees, though. Luckily, it's full refunds, so if you really want, I see the way the winds are blowing. and I occasionally listen to chat. So, you're welcome. Alright, what I'm going to try to do is to get the rooms moved in. I don't think I'm going to, like, bother with the... Like, I could even align the Tudor-style walls like I'm doing here. That might be a bridge too far, but I'm worried that if I don't, y'all are gonna vote against me again. Plus, the doorways don't abide by that either. But given that I've noticed, I will do what I can to stay by said pattern. Why can't I break this? Oh, because I was on build mode. Derp! And once the functionality is in, I'm not necessarily against the aesthetics either if you continue to vote for base building, where I like build patios and decorations. And so first things first, I want function over form, and then eventually once I have a functional base, I can do a pretty one. I am finally getting thatch. Now, the only issue with thatch is I like the look of it, but it does cost weeds. And weeds are how I cure my plants. So let's dig up as much weeds as I can, and maybe I'll have you guys decide whether I thatch or not. I'll put one of each down, and you can decide. Because I like thatch, but I like the other ones too. So here is a thatch hip roof. And here is a oak log hip roof. Roof. Thatch. Oak. Your choice. Pulls up. And I'll build one more of each. Not medium. One more of each just for a larger... God, I keep hitting medium. A larger sample. Oh, I need more weeds. I could probably just make a bronze spade. That would likely super help. The higher, the better the tool, the faster it works, clearly. I am out of ash planks, I think. So I'll need to cut some ash trees down. Not that well, the last poll tied, but I fixed it anyway, because it's easy to do. This poll is a bit up in the air, so if you haven't voted yet, please feel free to do so that I have a conclusive answer about roof style. And this will be our, you know, this will hopefully satisfy the majority. So here's the thatch roof style. Hey, Dennis, thank you for the resub. So it looks like oak is going to win. It does make the total cost... Well, I mean, weeds are kind of actually hard to come by, too. But it would look like... Oh, I'm out of oak. Like that. And in these spots, it kind of makes sense to have windows. Maybe even a double door. Yeah, I have the bronze bars for that. And there are actual functional windows you can put in here. That open and close if you want, with like a shutter style. Okay, Operation Kill All the Oak Trees. It's like the story of the American chestnut all over again, right? The difference from rainwater is so sexy. It is like it's very sad. The building styles and everything in this game, very satisfying. Things are made, and obviously this is like a big old boring box of a house, and even then it looks nice. So yeah, it's easy to make something that looks reasonably attractive with very little effort, which is appreciated, because if I was playing for myself, I might spend the extra time to like spruce it up, but for the sake of brevity and for streaming, I seldom allot the time. So what I'd like to do is get at least one of these rooms functional and start moving things in. So I guess I could do another hip roof there. And there are wall supports so that the rooms can be segmented out like that. And then there's let's see, in this spot here, where was it? There were half walls, so I can put medium walls here. And I don't want it to be too high up, so that might be as high as I want to go. About this height for cost, because at some point it gets expansive. Oops. Wrong button. Okay, more oaks. And what I'll do is I'll build this base piecemeal, where I'll like build out a room and then you can vote for me to continue or not, just so that it's not all I do for the next X period of time. So what to work on next will be up to you. I have got some new blueprints for gear, if you want me to improve my gear. Oh no. Game, please. Well, at least it's in the midst of polling. I can continue building on the base. So the first room I'm going to do is maybe like the loom. I'll put like loom and tannery together. So wool and leather type specific room. You could spend 100 hours in this game just building stuff. Yeah, I get that. I feel you there. For sure. It's also possible that I will need to, for the smithy, have a larger room. So it might be one of the center rooms. I don't know. We'll tinker with it. I will say I have been crashing at a increased rate, a higher frequency than when I was playtesting, for whatever it's worth. But the autosave ain't perfect, but it has been only reverting minutes. It's not terrible. So like I have yet to cut down like an oak tree or two and sow a few seeds. Not trying to make excuses for the game, but it could be worse, because I've definitely played some games where it's like, haha, you lost half an hour. It's like, oh good god. Oh god. And though that's a lot less forgiving. No, I don't think it's VRAM usage, because I've recently crashed. So there wouldn't have been a lot left in VRAM, plus I wasn't really traveling or loading new zones or anything. I'm sure it's just like game engine stability or something like that. I don't know. So I will build 2 rooms, at least. I'll finish the first room. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the gap between the ceilings for now. I'll just leave them undone. Or alternatively, maybe even as a nicer design, the internal walls don't need full floor-to-ceiling. And this might help with its design and cost. Or instead, I just do half walls as, to separate out the rooms. And one of the added benefits is I will easily be able to tell what's in them without having to enter each individual room. It might look a little weird, but like functionally, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to manage. So I'll do it that way instead. And that way I'm not stuck fixing roof stuff forever. Looks more like a barn. I feel like, well, so one of the reasons why the ghosts are still here is it's like it's technically potentially a multiplayer game, and other players might be able to do it, but I'm surprised at the end of the okay, little spoiler, there is a follow-up to the ghost quest. This Ghost Speak amulet. So there's a reason why I didn't take the amulet away from me, because it's not the only time I'm going to use it. But it is weird that I can still see the ghosts even though I like laid them to rest. It's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't be able to see you guys. I sent you to the afterlife last I've checked. In a nice way. Eulogy and all. I gave you a googly. Another way to do the support pillars is to do like beams, low beams on complex snap mode. This would make it honestly look even more like a barn, I would say. But that's another way to divide. And as far as banisters go, it actually looks nicer for like porches than the half walls, because the half walls, when spammed, kind of look a bit simple, like lazy design style. But with some adjoined furniture, maybe it wouldn't look so bad. So what do we got here? We got another hip roof. And I'm out of oak again. So we're almost done with like a few rooms that we can put some stuff in. It'll be a very open design. Open to the elements until we've got more building materials. And we're getting to the point where I'm having to venture farther and farther for oaks, because focusing on a singular building material, yeah, we end up killing everything around. This batch of red berries, I think I'm just going to throw into the... I wish I had a grill. Throw into the campfire, dry, and then compost. You think the medium wood walls look nicer? You mean these ones? Or the regular ones? The ash ones? Could you not? I'm in the middle of astral projection here. Trying to get a 2-for-1 oak, but can't quite hit it. So I think I'm gonna cut down the, because travel time is becoming like an increasing factor for materials. I'll just cut down the oaks in this area. And then go back. Yep, that's totally how to do that. Missed the tree. Fall over already, Jesus. Cut the stump out underneath it, that's hilarious. I am getting closer to my carry weight max. Not quite there yet, though. Oh, and I have an oak seed. That's good. Dang it, gravity. Still can't get two. Yo, what the heck? Fall over. Just not on my head. If you could fall directly on the other oak, that'd be great. No, I can't. A 2-for-1 splinter is always a nice thing. It's easier said than done. So I have virtually no more weight for logs, so we'll have to turn back and set these up. Yeah, I am at my carry weight max. I should probably water you. And fertilize. Oh, no, not fertilize. Only fertilize. No, none. Never mind. Okie dokie. Now, there's some things I could do to, like, lower my carry weight, which will help me out a lot with carrying more oaks per run. Now, the question is, does this functionally count as sheltered? I forget. But let's go ahead and test it out. So I'm going to move my leather and fabric working stuff into the first stall. And I'm tired of tripping on that, so I'm going to just knock it out. Yep, alright. It's covered. And you can kind of see the design as it builds out. So, let's get a roof over all of this, and then set up the chests for the first 2 rooms, and then I'll put up the pole again. Now that it's yellow, that's a warning of, like, stability is low. But I don't need to address it just yet. It's when it's red and it doesn't allow me to place things, that's when it's like, oh, yep. Do it or die. So here in the middle, we'll put a... Where is it? I thought there was a piece... I might need to put the medium hip roofs in the middle, because there's not like a middle piece. I guess it's fine. More effort, but... And we are at... I'm just out of oak. But the way this looks out from the outside, if you're curious, I mean, it's just a big old box of a building. There's also nothing necessarily stopping me from, like, putting a floor there and, like, using that area above as, like, a loft or something. I just don't want... I don't want a piece of my base to be really inconvenient to have to access. Which is one of the reasons why limiting the use of stairs and multiple floors just makes it easier. For simplicity's sake. Tower of Knowledge 2.0. Yeah, something like that. I had wanted to move this compost, but for now, I'm just gonna keep going with it. And then once I have an idea of where I want my farms in the future, I'll move that stuff. All right, more oak. I had one tiny little roof piece that didn't get finished, and then I'll be able to do another after the chests. So as far as chests go, the better the chests, the more the storage. So I might do oak chests for now, just because iron chest is a bit too pricey for me. I don't have a lot of iron, but like bronze I can get reasonably easily. So I'll put a bunch of oak chests in, one for each type of crafting. Excuse me? Am I out of... Oh, earth runes. Derp! And yeah, maybe I'll have a bedroom loft. That way I don't accidentally go to sleep when I don't mean to. I have to intentionally lay in the bed if it's up there. And I'll work that into the plan later on. Alright, taking a look at my runes. I am bingo earth. Everything else is fine. I'm a little low on air, but not zeroed. So this batch of earth runes should be enough to get at least the first phase of the construction done. Almost 400. And leveled up my rune crafting. So my construction, that looks weird. Fire runes. I can now make fire runes. Now, I don't have the ability to make nature runes, which is why if you use a lot of these nature abilities, you're going to want to siphon every time you find a nature vent so that you can keep doing wood cutting and internal alchemy, which is also a nature spell. $15 seconds. Okay. God dang it. I really think what happened here is like the first crash messed my video drivers up in a bad way, and my game is begging to be... This isn't like a... I think my game is begging for me to like restart my computer, which would be annoying. So if the frequency of the crashes goes up enough, I might take a bit of a breather, a bathroom break, to fix the situation for a reboot, but it would mean shutting everything down and bringing it back up. Because that first crash, like, not only crashed the game, but it like crashed my browser, it crashed my software, it crashed everything, which is why it was very clearly video drivers and not just like the game. So, a lot of these crashes might be chalked up to video driver issues, less than game issues, because of that original crash. You know, kind of signals that it goes beyond just this game. I only mention that because I don't want to misrepresent the frequency of crashing here. It's far more than I'm used to, because if I'm not streaming and I ran into like a video driver crash issue, I would obviously just reboot everything, because like that's the logical thing to do. Do the vents replenish over time? Yes, pretty much everything does. Vaults replenish over time, vents replenish over time. You name it, it replenishes. Nothing is finite. Metal, everything. Animals, etc. So if I went around killing every chicken, tomorrow there'd just be more chickens. I know I could to force a driver reset. Yeah, that's another thing I could do. It's just, my worry is tampering with that while actively streaming is like a recipe for corrupting the video files and ending up with no footage outside of the, you know, what I can download as a VOD for editing, which I've had to do in the past when things go real awry, but like, if I can avoid it, I want to avoid it for obvious reasons. All right, let's move the smithing stuff in now. And then, not that I have a lot of it, but there will be more. And then get the purposed boxes in as well. So I think I'm going to put the anvil and stuff here with a higher roof that isn't in the corner section. So let's put a little anvil there. Because the blast furnace and things that get bigger than the blast furnace take up a lot of space. This isn't the only thing that you'll end up adding. So this is probably going to require 8 tiles, not 4, which is why I have it there. Alright, the last piece of this, as I mentioned, was the oak chests. And I'm out of oak again. So this is going to be for everything related to fabric. Anything that this needs will go in here. So this will be like wool, thread, leathers, hides, etc. And every chest, there will be a chest for every type. That way it's very obvious where everything is sorted. I don't need to label anything because it will be right in front of their respective crafting rooms. No, don't roll too far. Ah, god dang it. The spell obviously affects the area. So that's why you've been seeing me act as a roll stop. Because if it rolls away from the spell misses. Which is what happened there. And I kind of knew it. Having casted, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna miss. Well, we're almost done with House 1.0. Or rather, 2 Rooms 1.0. And then to be repulled, revisited. And I might take a quick bathroom break where I, like, stop the recording, start the recording. I won't stop the stream, but it will protect the footage from being corrupted, and then I'll try to, like, reboot drivers. See if we can get a slightly more stable experience. That one's done. I also don't have ash wood on me for, like, wall torches, which... Without that, this base will be very dark. You can... There we go. You can actually put these oak chests in such a way that, like, they embed into the walls, which doesn't look so good. So let's organize those 2 chests. So anything fabric related is getting yucked over there. And then blacksmith related as well, which I think I'm going to have a separate section for, like, the sawmill and the grinder. That will be, like, construction crafting. Because it's not really smithing at that point. So smithing, I'm already overweight. So I'll put the wood away. Cool. Well, it's a start. It's a start of organization to be improved upon. And these boxes are big enough that I'm not going to easily fill them up. And you can always name them if you really want. So oak chest smithing, oak chest tailoring, so on and so forth. But the way I've laid them out, I obviously don't really need to. I think... Just because it's going to be really easy to do, I'm going to get the construction section in now. Just because I had the leftover materials for it. So, I'll put the sawmill here. And yeah, some of this stuff is like a little weird to have, like, inside the base. Come on. And then the grinder. There we go. Thank you for tuning in to RuneScape Dragonwilds, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but I'm not looking for feedback or spoilers. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, viewers that came to the live stream, and also viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits, so thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow adventurers.